Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you a full in-depth demonstration of how to use the ordinary AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution. This solution is a water-based serum that can help you with dullness and textural irregularities. And you're going to use it once or twice per week, ideally in the evening, like a mask. Always use it on dry and clean skin. Then leave it on the skin for no more than 10 minutes and then rinse it off with lukewarm water. Now the solution has a few conflicts with other ordinary products, and I will get to this also at the end of the video, so please make sure that you're watching the entire video. Also keep in mind that this formula should not be used on sensitive, peeling or compromised skin. And now that you know the main information, let's get started with the patch test. Now I'm going to show you how you can do a patch test with the ordinary peeling solution. And we are going to keep the focus on the upper forearm area. So make sure that this area is also clean and dry. And then you're going to use a small amount of the peeling solution on that specific area. And then leave it on the skin for that specific amount of time, in this case no more than 10 minutes. And after those 10 minutes have passed, you're going to rinse it off with water. Then use a towel and pat your skin dry. Now, if any redness, burning or itching or other irritation is noticed within the 24 hours of the patch test, do not use the product on your face. So I'm going to show you the whole process of what you have to do before using the peeling solution and what you can do after the peeling solution. And with step number 1, I'm going to start off with washing the face with my favorite cleanser. So go ahead, grab your cleanser or hydrating bar of soap. And also please make sure that you're reading the instruction of your cleanser or your bar of soap, because sometimes you need to use a cleanser on dry skin or on wet skin. In this case, I'm going to use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel Cleanser, and I'm going to use it also on wet skin. Then take a small amount of your cleanser or just use a bit from your bar of soap. Gently use it between your fingers and then gently also massage it into the skin. So once you have used it all over your face and neck area, you are now ready to also rinse it off with water. If you like to, you can also take a damp washcloth to also remove the cleanser. And now go ahead and pat your skin dry. Now, when using the peeling solution, it's important to also use it on dry skin. So if you still can feel that your skin is damp, wait at least a few minutes, like let's say 2 to 5 minutes, until you can feel that your skin is dry before you're going to move on to the next step. So when your skin feels dry, then you're also ready to apply the ordinary peeling solution. Now you can apply this one to your face and neck area, or only on your face or your neck, depending on what you also want to target and where you want to see results. Now with the peeling solution, it's recommended to leave on no more than 10 minutes. Now this doesn't mean that it has to be on the skin for 10 minutes. If you feel like you want to rinse it off after 3 minutes or 8 minutes, then that's totally fine. And when you're using the product for the first time on your face, then a tingling can happen. It did happen to me when I first used it, but after the second time it also went away. So it's also a thing where you have to be aware of if it's an irritation or if it's only the tingling. This is also where I would recommend doing the patch test. Now, when using also the peeling solution, it's recommended to also use it evenly all over your face and neck area, and also avoid contact with eyes as well as the eye contour. Now, if you already use the peeling solution and you know the right amount for your face and neck area, then you definitely can go ahead and use already the right amount and then evenly apply it over your face and neck. In this example, I just wanted to demonstrate you how less product you need for the entire face area, as this is also where I'm going to keep the focus on in this video. So I'm only going to use 2 drops per area. I'm going to use it on my finger and then evenly apply it over the face. And I'm going to start off with my cheek area and then move my way towards the chin, around the nose, the other cheek, as well as the forehead. Okay, so once you have applied it evenly over the entire face, you have also avoided the eye contour and contact with eyes, then leave it on, depending on how much you also want to leave it on, but no more than 10 minutes, and then we're going to rinse it off with water. So after the time is up and you're ready to also remove the mask from your face, then you can either do it by rinsing it with water, like splashing water onto your face, but I personally also would recommend using a wet washcloth to at first get most of it off and then rinse it with water. Because they do mention that when rinsing it off with water, you still should avoid the eye contour as well as the eye area. So to make sure that nothing goes around this area, I just wanted to use a wet cloth and take it off very gently. And now I'm going to rinse it off with water. And then take a towel and pat your skin dry. Now after the peeling solution and after you have also rinsed it off and pat your skin dry with the towel, you can keep it really simple. You either can also go ahead and use an hydrating serum to also add hydration to the skin, or just finish it off with a simple hydrating moisturizer. They do not recommend going in with any other strong products, because you have already exfoliated the skin, which is currently a bit sensitive, so you want to calm it down and add hydration to the skin. Now you probably wonder, well, can I use niacinamide with it? Now, the Ordinary team doesn't recommend it. I've asked them since I wanted to know why it's not working. They basically just do not in general recommend it. The reason why, I'm not sure about it, but I have tried it once using the niacinamide after the peeling solution and nothing has happened. So it didn't really cause any irritation or made my skin feel like it's burning or whatsoever. But still, the best way to do it after the peeling solution, since you're only using it once or twice per week, is to keep the routine pretty simple. Wash your face, use the peeling solution, and then add hydration to your skin. Now you either can just use the hyaluronic acid or go with your moisturizer, or just use those two together. I personally like to use those two in combination after the peeling solution. If you're using the serum, I would recommend going with 1 to 3 drops, and I like to use 2 drops. And I gently blend it between my hands and start patting it all over my face and neck area. So now give it a bit of time until it has also fully soaked into the skin. When using the hyaluronic acid, there's no need to wash it off. It will add hydration to your skin. And if you only want to use an hydrating serum, that's totally fine. You can stop right here, or also just finish it off with a moisturizer. Now use a pea-size amount of the moisturizer. And then gently use it between your fingers and apply it all over your face and neck area. So when you have added also hydration to your skin, then that's basically it. You can keep the skincare routine in the evening when using the Ordinary peeling solution pretty straightforward and also pretty simple. This way you're also making sure that your skin also has a bit of time to also recover from it. Now when using the peeling solution, it's really important that you're looking out also for any irritation and also doing the patch test before using it on your face and neck area. But once you figured out how it works, also how it feels on the skin, and also what it can do to your face, you're really impressed by it. It's such a great product, and it's so much fun to also play around with those little bottles when you know what to look after and also how to use them. Now, as already mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Ordinary peeling solution has a few conflicts, which I also wanted to get into right now. So here you can see the list of Ordinary products which should not be used in the same routine than the peeling solution. So for example, let's say you have the Ordinary toner at home and the peeling solution. It's not recommended to use those two in the same routine. You can use the toner when you're not using the peeling solution, just to make sure that you're not going to irritate your skin. And as you can see on this list right here, it doesn't mention anything about niacinamide and also the other products. So it theoretically should be fine to use the other products that are not mentioned on this list. Still, I mean, I've done the experience myself where I've used also the niacinamide after the peeling solution. Nothing has happened, but still the Ordinary team does only recommend hydration afterwards. So also please make sure that when you wanted to use a product, that you're also going to do a patch test or just test it at a smaller area so that you can see if it's working or not before applying it over the entire face and neck area. Now, I also want to mention that with the peeling solution, it can make your skin sensitive to the sun. Now, Since you're using the peeling solution in the evening, there's no need to use also sunscreen afterwards, except you would be exposed to the sun, which you're probably then after that going to bed, so there's no need for it. You still should also use the sunscreen during the day, so when you're exposed to the sun, to really make sure that you're also protecting the skin. Now I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, don't forget to also give it a thumbs up as well as share it. If you have any questions or you want to share your experience, please also drop a comment in the comment section down below. I also would love to hear from you and your questions. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!